honor to bring to the podium His Excellency the Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Olusola Sanwolu. A round of applause, please. Oh, excellent.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, all our respected elders on the high table, the guest speaker, important eminent Nigerians that are here gathered, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. So there is no better state assignment than being in a gathering of leaders, opinion holders, and people that have walked this place far longer than we humbly are doing it now. So there is no other state assignment than being here to listen as a practitioner in this government now and be able to take this forward. So, Mr. Chairman, after my very small remark, I will still sit down and still be able to take other notes to take this forward. And for me, this is the real essence of governance. I'm not a lawyer. I have absolutely no idea into the depth of the conversation here today. But I stand here as a simple citizen, a citizen that has a responsibility and has that constitution, however faulty it is, for me to ensure that I provide a sustainability or a life of sustainability for my people. And so the question I ask myself is, if we've been doing this same thing over and over again, since 1979, since 1999, and we have not gotten the change that we desire, what is wrong with us? Let's get it practical. Let's remove the gloss and let's be able to spare and deal with this. Conversations like this, how do we take it forward? You cannot bring eminent Nigerians, people that have done better part of their time serving this country, have a discussion, a conversation, and you cannot take it forward to become something that we can live with, that we can, take forward and make sure that we'll have a concrete solution. Then we're wasting our time. And that's why when we rise from this place, whatever are the communique or whatever are the resolutions, the question will be, how do we take it forward? How must the patriots, which you, sir, lead, have an opportunity to let the heirs and the people that will make those changes make it happen? It's not only Senator Tambuwal today, with all due respect. It is to be able, given the number of people that are here, take this conversation and make it very, very effective. I have seen that speakers onto speakers have talked about the fact that it's not the National Assembly that will make those amendments. And it makes a lot of logical sense. It is for the National Assembly to set up, to constitute a law, a simple law, where the people will come together and make those amendments for themselves. And so we need to be able to be clear. It's not big grammar. It is something very simple and which we can take forward. I stand here as a leader of a larger state, and if it is a voice to use me as an advocate to take that forward in the National Assembly, then it becomes a force for us to take it forward. How well do we see the anomalies that we have in our country? Why would we have a federal agency come to control the water in front of Uzumbambadiwe? Why would we have a federal agency in 1,000 kilometers away to come and see the need of my people right on Uzumbambadiwe here? Those are some of the things that we will need to be able to tell forward and say that indeed we need to have a true federating state and be able to amend this constitution. I have seen, and I don't know what is wrong at the federal, and I don't know if I'll get there, but I don't know what is wrong at the federal, because you will see state officials who were fighting the same cause as state officials. The moment they get to federal, they do a 360 and begin to fight against the same thing that they were fighting at the states. Several, and I'm wondering, what is going on? What has happened? You were on this role at the state level. Now you're at federal. For you to continue to pursue it, you do a 360 and you are fighting a law that you kept in your... Sir, these are the issues. And I don't know what exactly is. And it's because, indeed, we've said it, it's large and it's big And there's something about the federal that just shocks everybody. We need to be able to unravel this. We need to be able to be bold, be audacious, be forward-thinking, and take this thing. This is our country. We have no other one. And we've all discussed and have this conversation. Please, I am a willing convert. Whatever it is that we need to do, there are so many excellency serving an ex here. And let us be able to make the change we desire. And let us be able to make the change that we desire, and let the soul of Professor Ben Nwabweze rest in peace, because this was something that he fought for over 60 years of his life. And we're still here talking about it. We have the opportunity to make those changes now. And I stand here to say to you that we're willing to work with you to make those changes. Thank you very much, and I take my seat.
Hello? Hello? Please, can we rise and give a standing ovation to His Excellency, Sanwolu, for that commitment. It's a great commitment that is ready to drive this. It's a commitment given today, Monday 18th, March 2024, and we'll hold him by that. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you, Your Excellency, for that commitment. That's a great one to move this country for once and for all since 1914. It is really sad. We know the truth, but it can't set us free. It's really troubling. But I won't go into every sermon now because the chairman said we must be very moderate here. I'd like to quickly call to the podium. We go to the Senate, right to the Senate. We are going to that Senate now. The former governor of Sokoto, we are also going to the north. He is wearing two caps here. It's no other person than our own, right? Honorable, and a former speaker, a current senator, and a former governor of Sokoto State from north. Our own friend and comrade, right, Honorable Tambuwal. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you, my good friend, Wale Veteran Chair, the chairman of this very important platform, and former Secretary General of the Commonwealth of Nations, the leaders here present. I will use Pa Adebanjo as the contact point. The guest speaker, my good friend, Mike Ezekome, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, very many eminent leaders here present, families and members of the family, rather, of our late leader, Professor Ben Nwabweze, that are here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press. I will begin by thanking the organizers of this event in honor of this great Nigerian, a legendary legal luminary who really gave in his best, particularly in the evolution of not only legal profession, but particularly the Constitution of Nigeria and many other African countries. And to say that we have indeed lost a leader at a time when our country is really in need of that reservoir of wisdom that is had. But the beauty of it is that this man didn't go away with all of his thoughts. He put so many of them out there. He wrote so many books, so many seminars, and whatever possibly we are looking for, even in this conversation, has been provided for in one way or the other by Professor Ben Nwabweze. So it is right for us to pay our tribute to him and to thank God Almighty for providing him and giving Nigeria such a personality. May his soul rest in peace. Mr. Chairman, I am sure I was not invited to come here as someone who is just there in the Senate. My colleague also, Senator Benga Daniel, is right seated, so I'm not alone. At some point in time, I was beginning to feel whether all of this room is coming on my head, but whenever I look across and I see him, I say, okay, at least I am not alone. I, as said by the guest speaker, have been in the National Assembly since 2003. I have participated in several attempts to amend the Constitution. Of course, some succeeded, some failed. And deriving from the conversation here today, I must admit that I have been enriched, particularly on the way forward, the pathway, because what we are in now is a conundrum. If you say the Constitution lacks legitimacy and it is beyond repairs, you cannot amend it, and the Constitution is saying, look, the only way you can amend me, the Constitution, is going through this pathway, then you are actually in a conundrum. But conversations, platforms such as this are providing some rays of light into how to navigate our way out of this conundrum. And I must admit that what my brother said here, and ably supported by Dr. Fayemi, is making some sense to me, not only as a member of parliament, not only, as he said, former governor, but also as a member of legal profession and a light bencher for that matter, that we can promulgate or enact a law now. In any case, we did it when we had doctrine of necessity. When the situation of Eradua got to where it got to, the 7th National Assembly, the 6th, came up with the doctrine of necessity, and that was how the National Assembly bailed the cat. So we can as well resort to yet another doctrine of necessity, if it is so prescribed or described, to come up with this legislation that will enable the commencement of the process of us having a constitution for we, the people of Nigeria. And let me support my brother, the governor of Lagos. We are there with Governor Benga Daniel. We will provide our offices to collaborate with this, the patriots and all well-meaning Nigerians to move and promote that bill that will now establish the Referendum Commission for us to have and make a pathway. I think with this I can go and sit down and listen to the rest of presentations, and then at the end of the day we'll compare notes and see what we have to do. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Great one. I trust him. I have always trusted him. Another standing ovation, please, for Governor Tambuwal. Thank you for the commitment coming from the Senate of Nigeria in conjunction, collaboration with Governor Otumba Benga Daniel. We thank you very much. Now, quickly, I've been ordered by the chairman to take Right Honorable Amaechi now, and then take Elder Solomon Asemota after him, because he's the elder in the house. So I quickly want to bring to the microphone a distinguished Nigerian former governor of Rivers State, very humble personality, but a fighter. Governor, former minister, Governor Rotimi, former chairman of the Governors Forum, Former Speaker, House of Assembly, River State Governor Amaechi. A round of applause for him, please.
Mr. Chairman and distinguished elders, I won't take more than 3 minutes. I will make no contribution, just one question. We have had these conferences over and over. Is it a lie? In fact, you called him a veteran. So many veterans. These conferences produce a South-South president. Each ethnic group will start through federalism. They give them power. They won't play with him. True federalism will die. Is there any true federalism again in South-South? Nadeko came. Do you not come? You produce a president. Any change? Is there any change? God bless you.
Thank you. Very short. He has told this to us that we need to do something. There has to be change. The whole essence of all this intervention is to have a positive change. And Mr. Chairman, that is put at your table. Chairman of Patriot, how we are going to navigate the change is now of high essence to the Chairman of Patriot and the Governor of Lagos State and the Senate that has given commitment. We'd like to thank you, Governor Amaechi. I bring the other statement quickly for the former governors. I know Governor Fayemi is here, he's veteran on this matter. He started this process in 1999 with some of us. Elder Solomon Asemota to the podium for his intervention. SAN, one of the longest serving senior advocate of Nigeria, in Nigeria. Elder Solomon Asemota, SAN. A round of applause for him, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful. And in particular to the Governor of Lagos State, because I concur with what you say. I also concur with everything Atta had said. You know why? Because he's one of the older members of the Patriots. And what he said was exactly our viewpoint on the issue. But before then, I'd like to recommend to everybody that before we do anything, we need to interrogate 1914. Let's understand what exactly happened to us. Why they took it, and my paper answers that. And after the interrogation, then we know how we're going to progress in the future. Was it a manipulation? Did the British shape us in such a way that we do not know what the whole situation is? I put all the points. And people talk about tradition and democracy. This has to be looked into. I believe that when we finish that, Mr. Chairman, then we will go to the governor and go to the lawmakers with a draft which they will approve. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elder Solomon Asemota, for being very brief. Round of applause for him. I've just spoken with Chief Ayode Banjo that maybe the last to speak, to round up. So we want Baba to rest a bit. But now, please permit me to quickly call to the podium Dr. Fayemi, who also is very profound on this matter and can give us another perspective. They started it with us, and I want to see what he's bringing to the table at this point. Governor Kayode, if I may, round of applause for him, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair, Your Excellency the Governor, our leaders who are here. I'm delighted to be part of this gathering in honor of our elder statesman, Professor Sanwolu. There's really very little to add to what we have had, and I would rather not waste time. We started this process as the Citizens Forum for Constitutional Reform in 1999. And I recall our first meeting in 1999 where the then Attorney General, late Chubola came to speak with us. And the goal was to get to a referendum. And listening to my comrade brother, he used to be a comrade before. I don't know what he has become now. In his days of UDD, he was a comrade. But SAN, sometimes play games with people. No, but seriously, it's still a comrade. And from what he has proposed to us, following on also from what we've heard from Governor Sanwolu, from former Governor Atta, and my vice chair in the Governor's Forum, Senator Tambuwal, I think what we really should focus on is how do we build consensus in the National Assembly in order to achieve this goal of a National Referendum Commission. And how do we build consensus in response to what Governor Sanwolu said about how things change when people transit from state to federal. It doesn't always happen that way, but there's a preponderance of opinion that it does happen. So the consensus we need to build is on the legislative side and is on the executive side. And the Patriot can take this as the leading proponent on this. And the rest of us who have been on this journey for as long as one can remember will join sir to work with you in order to achieve that consensus. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Fayemi. Another great commitment that those of us who have been on this journey will join Patriots to bring it to fruition. We thank you for that commitment and statement.